In besieged Pogoren, 3 survivors have been scavenging for the last few days. Kalina, a child, orphaned by the deadly designs of war. Zlata, an aspiring musician, and on to Kalina. And Amelia, a lawyer by trade. For more than a week, they have survived under this dreaded siege. The neighbors have shown them compassion and aided as best they could. Hopefully, one day, they could return the favor. The night is full of looters, and one night, a group came, wounding Emilia, who defended the sleeping Kalina. While still innocent to the circumstances that Kalina is finding herself in, she still hopes for her parents to return back home, and burgers to consume. Later that same day, a couple of kids came by our shelter, asking for medicine, claiming it was needed for their sick mother. We had to consider it carefully. But in the end, our conscience won out against pure practicality. Zlata was pleased with the decision, Kalina gleeful, while Emilia felt it was too valuable to give away. Ruled by superstition, Zlata searched through a ghost house in the middle of the night with the crackling walls all around her. Through the rubbles, she managed to find many supplies that would come in handy for their survival. As she returned home from the night, yet again we were attacked. And once again, Emilia held the line, suffering another wound. We need bandages. Getting desperate, Emilia went out that night in search for bandages and stumbled upon a house, though people still lived inside it. She saw her opportunity to help herself to the fridge, among other more pressing matters. As Emilia returned home, she found the place attacked for a 3rd time in a row, and worse yet, Kalina was wounded. Naturally, best aunt came to the rescue and bandaged up the wound of small Kalina. Oh, but aunt would have no mercy for those responsible when she found out who they were. A man showed up with medicine for a woman named Anna, who apparently lived in this house before we moved in, giving us medicines to give to Anna in case she returned. But we did not know it at the time, but Anna never would. Rumor spread that nearby our shelter, a group of shifty people, potentially the same bandits that attacked Kalina the night before. Curious and in need of meds, Zlata tried to sneak in, but was met by a suspiciously nice woman, who after greeting Zlata, ran away screaming. Zlata quickly found a hiding spot as a man with a shotgun slowly approached her. And from the darkness, she subdued her would-be killer and assumed that title upon herself, equipping the same shotgun. It was only after the deed was done that Zlata came to the horrible conclusion that these were not bandits, but just like her own group of survivors. Zlata made her escape. The title of murderer weighed heavy on Zlata's mind. And the news of Kalina's fire-making experiment didn't add to her mood in a positive manner. The horrific action she has taken has also taken a big swing in her mood, and regardless, she did bring home a shotgun, while Emilia the lawyer saw her actions as completely justified. On the 13th day, a woman by the name of Kasia would come asking for shelter, a reporter by trade who got trapped in the city as it was cut off from the rest of the country. Needing more hands and her friendly disposition, Kasia was allowed to stay on the one condition that she would go out scavenging in the night, and she started at a construction site where a deadly occurrence happened. Katja, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the danger to pass. Then, ironically, she found a weapon on the stranger's dead body. which could help them defend the shelter from future attack. Later in the night, Katja came upon a small courtyard. There she met a man who offered to smuggle them all out of Pogoren in exchange for jewelry. He would stop by our shelter one of the days. Once again in the night we were attacked. But granted our 2 weapons now to defend ourselves, the attackers has become less frequent and also less dedicated. The following day, Kasia was sent trading in town square, while Zlata went searching through an abandoned home, treading very carefully, as snipers were lurking outside. Either mistaking Zlata for a soldier, or perhaps, and worse yet, a saboteur. The next following days went on without much trouble. And on the 20th day, we finally received some good news. The 2 kids came by our shelter again, accompanied by their now recovered mother, coming to thank us personally for helping them out in a tough position, giving us a small token thanks in the form of coffee. It is not much, but in this case it is the thought that counts. However, the pleasantries ended there, as the next day the ferryman came by informing us he would help us escape if we could gather 8 pieces of jewelry for him. We didn't have that, and he told us to, and I quote, "Get your shit together." In trying to get our shit together, we heard that the bandits who attacked us last week were holding up in a warehouse. Zlata armed herself with her shotgun and snuck in.
Wow! Eater to God!
What? What? Oh, God! Found that bitch!
Zlata did not make it. People were heartbroken. Little Kalina, now without her aunt, she truly is alone. Emilia, desiring to avenge her, sought out the bandits who killed her. She came across her body. To her surprise, Emilia found out she had taken down 2 of the bandits. Taking Zlata's shotgun, Emilia the lawyer became both the judge, jury and executioner. Poetic, yet tragic. It was all for nothing. The bandits had no jewelry. The cold came upon them, and a neighbor came by with some interesting news about vital supplies. Now with Zlata gone, we needed more to make it through the cold months. Emilia headed out, while leaving Kasia to fend for little young Kalina. 2 days later, while listening to the radio, the war was coming to an end. On the 32nd day, it was so. There were many struggles we had to go through in the month to come. The reminders of what we had to do to survive. Zlata unknowingly killing a civilian. Something she took with her to her grave. But the aftermath of the war left the survivors with deeper scars. Kasia published a diary of the horror civilians face in war zones and sieges. Emilia left her homeland and found trusting others hard. Over time she garnered a deep hatred towards men. Kalina was reunited with her big brother Grostan. Having no family left, they were both placed in an orphanage, both traumatized by their own experiences from the war, and the fading memory of her aunt's efforts to keep them alive. What became of them in adulthood is unknown.